These are anonymous sex ed questions from college students and high school students. Let's see if you can figure out which are which. What if someone fingers you, but their fingers are dirty? Well, that would not be ideal. It wouldn't be great. Hands and fingers can definitely carry bacteria and germs on them. Those things can easily make their way into your body if your partner fingers you. The vagina in particular is a delicately balanced environment, and stuff on the hands and fingers can throw off the balance in there, which can lead you to develop infections like yeast infections and bacterial vaginosis. And if your partner has ejaculate or pre-ejaculate on their fingers and then they go directly inside your vagina, that could increase your risk for STIs and possibly, but rarely, pregnancy. Because of this, hand washing should be a non-negotiable when it comes to fingering. What happens if a bee stings your penis? That would suck. That would hurt. I imagine it would hurt. I don't know how a bee would get in there, but unless you're like allergic to bees or something, I think you'd be okay. It's probably just going to be a temporary discomfort. Do penis pumps work? Yes, they actually do. They do what they're supposed to, and they're usually for erectile dysfunction, not penis enlargement. So a penis pump is a non-invasive device that creates negative pressure to suction blood into the blood vessels around your penis. They help you get and maintain an erection for long enough to enjoy sex and or masturbation. But like I said, they will not permanently increase penis size or the length or the girth. The effects of a penis pump only last like 10 to 30 minutes. I would definitely consult with a doctor before trying a penis pump. Okay, next question. Can you use spit as lube? If you don't have anything else at all, you don't have any extra lubricant, then I guess so, but it's not really recommended. For one, using saliva can increase the risk of transmitting STIs. Any STI in the throat or mouth can be transmitted to the genitals through saliva, like gonorrhea. In addition, saliva can sometimes set off a process of inflammation that leads to burning and itching in the genital area. Saliva can also disturb the natural vaginal pH, increasing the risk of developing vaginal infections. And finally, it really doesn't have the properties to be a good and effective lubricant. Spit is not slippery enough and it dries really quickly. Will a vampire get HIV too? I mean, I guess if a vampire were to suck the blood of someone who has a detectable viral load, someone who has HIV and isn't being treated, unless there's something in like, I don't know, vampire world that prevents them from getting HIV, maybe they're on PrEP or PEP. I don't know. Personal thoughts about unprotected sex? Okay, I wouldn't usually share any sort of personal thoughts in a classroom or workshop setting, but this isn't that, so I will share them. I personally don't think unprotected sex is all that bad all the time. I honestly think it depends on your individual risk for things like STIs and pregnancy. It might depend on what sexual activities you're doing, who you're having sex with, both you and your partner's sexual history, how often you get tested, and whether or not you like protection or feel like you need it. But ultimately, it doesn't matter what I think because the amount of risk you're willing to take is up to the discretion of you and your partners. You have to decide on your own safer sex boundaries, then gather the tools you'll need to stick to your decisions. Is it responsible to engage in safer sex? Absolutely. Does it lower your risk? Absolutely. But I also understand that not everyone wants to be on birth control or use a condom or dental dam every single time, and you may not have to. It depends on your risk. Like if you're having sex with multiple partners every single week or every single month, then you probably should use protection because your individual risk is much higher. These are decisions that you and your partner have to make together, and that means you have to communicate. This one just says boner with a question mark and a little picture. Lovely.